Welcome to the Purity Pulse podcast, your go-to podcast for the natural health industry and everything Purity Life. I'm Erin.
And I'm Julie.
And today we're going to go through our usual weekly check-ins. We're going to do kind of an intense Q&A with Julie, who's just recently been to the Cosmoprof trade show, which is going to be very interesting. We'll finish off with our usual new to Purity Life and a little teaser at what's coming next. So, here we are. How are you doing?
I'm excited. I'm so living off still the vibes of that show. We had such an amazing time. Vendors, retailers, we had a blast.
Yes.
And that's what happened to us after our show. We're just like living off that vibe. And what a podcast we had there. That was so cool. Oh my goodness,
the live recording.
Yes, we won't say more.
That was as much fun as I expected it to be.
How about you?
Oh man, post-show is like, just this huge intensity, and then it's, okay, we're done, we did it, we cleaned up, and now we have a couple minutes to just breathe and reflect. But not too long, because we're always on to the next project, right?
Right.
It's like, and next.
And that's another big one. And
yeah. Time will tell. So Julie's kind of our resident globetrotter here. She's really the mainstay for roaming around the continent and finding the newest, latest, greatest innovation that she can share, not only with Purity, so we know that we're going kind of the right direction and picking up on the right trends, but also really what's important to us and especially important to Julie is being able to share those learnings and those trends with our listeners. And that's across the board, our retail partners, our broker partners, our vendor partners. So I know, Julie, just in the last few weeks, you've been away to Vegas, I believe.
Yeah, just a little hot there.
Yeah. So where were you?
I was attending the Cosmoprof Show, which is a conventional show. Very interesting because not only they start to have now that little portion of natural, and that's why we were interested in attending that show, to give us the vision of and the understanding of where is conventional going. And when I say conventional show, it's really in the beauty category.
Right.
So you will find at that show hair, makeup, nails, lots of nails.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, lots of nails and hair care. So you have the majority, which they have 1,255 booths. Wow. And out of that, there's 100 only that are natural.
Right.
In all those categories. And what's very interesting to attend that show is to understand, as I was saying, where the growth is in the conventional, because often it really gives us a little bit of the trend on what customers are buying and where they're going. And we were attending a talk, and the group is called Circana, and that talk is basically about what's growing there, what's not doing well.
Yeah.
And Circana is kind of the spins.
Right.
Spins
so
of
like data
beauty.
driven.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the big highlight that we catch on there is that natural is taking a lot of their shares.
Nice.
Of the conventional. So,
Making
sitting
them a bit
there,
nervous,
it's like,
are we?
everybody around was like, oh, and I was like,
That's right.
That's right.
We're coming for you.
That's right. And it's fascinating, the difference in the language. And they had like a panel that were talking in different, again, conventional speaker.
Yeah.
And they were saying, oh, we're going natural, and there's, parabens. It's not a bad thing. It's okay, and if we don't put parabens, it's something else. I was like scratching my head, and it's like, wow.
No, you're missing the mark here.
Well, perspective,
Yeah.
right? Where you can understand that we live every day in our natural field, which we have a little bit of a concentration of people who indulge in beauty category, we'll call it.
Yes.
That. But there's a world out there of people that, for them, clean is less or no paraben. They're still far.
Yeah, that's the stuff
really.
that they're at, where we've been living that for decades.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
So that show really brought a lot of head scratching for me, and also a new energized way of, hey guys, there's so much potential out there. Because when they were sharing the data, actually, and I'm going to look at my sheet here to be very specific, but in the overall categories of skincare, makeup, hair, and perfume, because of course in conventional perfume is a big one.
Right.
All those categories have a double-digit growth, which shows that people are back to buying cosmetics.
All of those categories in conventional have double-digit growth.
Yes. But when they started to go down in the numbers, one of the most important growth was in natural options.
Yes.
So again, that's such a big positive news for us.
Yeah.
And, traveling across Canada, looking and talking to our retailers, many do have that beauty section.
Yeah.
But then they're a little nervous sometimes to really invest in being all out.
Yeah.
Not having necessarily the knowledge on how to make these category work for them. And
it's a difficult category to dabble in, right?
Well, it is, because you have a big competitor that is conventional.
Yes.
Where they have the money, they have everything, the image, and they're always in the face of customers. But the advantage that we have is we understand what clean mean.
Yes.
And in their talk, it was a big point. They were saying people are looking for clean, but they don't know what it means.
Right.
So one piece of advice before I go into what's the trend that we capture from there is, we have people coming in, we think they know what clean means. They don't really know.
Right.
They just come with a list of ingredients that they don't want, but they don't really understand. You have people that are
consumers that are coming in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can have consumers that are coming to do their grocery or buy supplements. They're looking at your beauty set, but because they're used to buy conventional and there's nobody in the section to talk to them.
I see what you're,
Yeah. There's nobody to talk to them.
But they need that education.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's our power.
Yeah.
So please invest in educating. If you don't have people in your aisle, short staff, make sure that you have the proper information. Exactly. Marketing pieces that you can, provide and really educate on the spot your people.
Yeah.
I won't go into numbers in details, because in the Purity, in our magazine, you'll have a little bit more data that you have read most likely. But let's go into the trends, or what we captured from that, the talk that I've seen.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about that.
So one of the first one, which was, it's a new word. It's a kind of a new buzzword.
Ooh.
They call it, it's a play on words for those who are not watching the podcast but are listening to it. It's basically clean nickel. So basically clean, but clinical.
Right.
A good example of that is Antibodies. Derma E is another brand that will give you clinical studies or results on how the
research-backed,
science-based, exactly.
Yeah.
So make sure that you have those brands, because that is the new buzzword, but it's gonna last.
I like that. Clinical.
I know. I know. When I heard that, I said, yeah, exactly. I said, oh, catchy, love it.
Yeah.
And it's easy to remember.
Yeah.
So you can play on word in your store. You can create some shelf talker that will really highlight clinical.
Yeah.
Right? So that's going to really capture people's attention. So that was one of the big one. Care for your hair.
Care for your hair.
Care for your hair. Hair care always been a good category in the natural. I would say that, and I'm sure
one of the basics that's been steady. Yep.
Yeah, and you've worked in health food store manage. I'm sure you remember the first hair care product in the natural set. Ooh.
Yeah.
You were washing your hair and it was like...
It was hard to come back for.
Yes. So can you imagine somebody who used conventional products, buy from their hairdresser, and then they were transitioning, wanting to be natural, but...
It was a hard take.
That wasn't doing the job.
Yeah.
So that trends basically is emphasizing on sort of a routine people are looking for a routine from the scalp treatment to, the masks. So we're going
Really
even
building
more,
out those options, not
Yes.
just a shampoo and conditioner, but the,
yes, a routine.
right, yes.
So again, in the store, make sure you highlight a routine. And do you know where that stems from?
No.
The serum
Yeah.
for the hair. Why this I would say this trend is coming. I'm picking you on the spot now. Yeah. I
No,
see.
tell me, please.
Okay. With pleasure. Hair thinning,
Yes.
and hair loss.
Yes, okay, that makes sense.
Think about in the past year how many people have been promoting. There's PRP to help stimulate
Yeah.
hair growth. It's definitely becoming even more
Yes.
present as a desire and in a natural way.
Yeah.
So that's why that category now we really need to give it space in the store. So not only in the conventional, it's a huge high demand, but they had also numbers showing that.
Yes.
So
Well, and I think you're probably seeing that really expand. I mean, historically, that was really kind of middle-aged balding men that were kind of going to this little section, picking out their items,
Yeah.
and that was about it. But yeah, I think now we're seeing that much broader.
huge amount of women.
Yes. Yeah.
Because they start to see a little bit of that. I don't know if it's because we're doing more Zoom call and we can see ourselves on the screen and you're like, oh God, what's
You see that
happening
thing, you're like,
here?
wait a minute.
Yes, so that's another reason why we need to, and it's the growth in that category. It's around like a 36 to
Really?
36% growth across
So
all
that's
those.
a must-have.
It's a must-have.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Another one that I found pretty interesting, and it goes along with ChatGPT, I would say. But yeah, exactly. Yes. Virtual try-ons and
Yep.
AI experience.
Yep.
So there's some tools, a brand called Jesky, and we're looking into that brand where they have some tools that you can do micro needling at home,
Yeah.
or just like a regular brush. But everything is connected to your phone, and
Via like an app.
via an app, and then you can say, okay, I'm dehydrated skin, and they have a questionnaire, you enter your
Is there
results.
visuals as well? Like you're kind of taking a visual
Yes.
of your own face
Yes.
for it to
Yes,
target?
there's that too. So there's the questionnaire, there's the visual, you load that in the app, and it's going to spit out how many minutes, what type of movement you should do with that brush.
Oh, that's cool.
So we're looking into that.
Well, and so
it's-
on trend with that sort of keep everything very person specific and individual, right?
Hugely.
Like create a kind of methodology for
Yeah.
me.
Yes.
Right? Like that's where the
Yes.
demand is. Everything
Yes.
needs to be tailored to what my
Yeah.
needs are. So something like that, is you would
Right
have huge
on.
demand on. Yeah.
Right on. And not to say, I mean, the packaging is to die for. For those who know the Apple products, we all know that. When you receive something from Apple,
The nice
it's-
white box.
It's a nice white box, and it's like a
Very
gift. Like just the
clean.
box is like an experience on its own. So merchandising wise, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
so
and
we're
kind of
looking to that.
techie and edgy
Yes.
too, right? Like
Yes.
there is some pros to having it have that very Apple feel. So.
Yes, absolutely. One other thing that I didn't see at that show, but through my summer holidays in south of France, we went in a pharmacy actually. And in those pharmacies, it's all natural.
Right.
Where health food store for them, it's more food.
Okay.
If you want natural beauty products, you go in a pharmacy.
Right.
And so I went in there to get some sun care protection. And I was looking at that box, and you could show your face, and it was basically giving you the perfect prescription for your skin. And you could click on the brand you wanted.
Oh.
And it was giving you the prescription.
So there was a permanent fixture there.
Yes.
That you were kind of plugging your information
Yes.
into.
Yes.
And multi-brand.
And it's an AI machine. It's
This is where we're going, eh? This is so
know.
exciting.
I
It's
know.
so neat. I love
know.
this new stuff.
So that's definitely one to know about.
Yeah.
Like this is coming, definitely. One that I'm very excited, and I think it's not new for this year, but inclusive beauty. So we have more variety now for different skin tones, skin color, everything.
Yeah.
So the majority of the brands are expanding.
Yes.
So it's not more just local, it's really widen.
Yeah.
So you're going to see that and welcome that.
So
and
more
expand.
SKUs, more options when it comes to colors and
Yes.
that kind of thing.
And across not just makeup, in hair care, in all of the
Right.
categories, across all categories.
Well, I mean, it's about time. That's the market, right? Like,
That's-
how could
that's
that
the
not
world.
be where we're going? Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Another one, again, that is not necessarily new, but really emphasize again that overall connecting from inside to outside is
Yeah.
that wellness integration. So using products that will be good physically, make you feel good, and does the job on, looking at your wrinkles or anything like
Yeah.
that. So that integration of that message,
Yeah.
messaging on the brand mission or
Yeah.
vision and all that.
Which hopefully a lot of our retailers are already doing. I mean, that's something that just naturally sits in our space, but
In our
certainly
space.
opportunity. Yeah.
Absolutely, because what I took here is really a crossover from conventional. So it's
Yeah.
very interesting to
They
see
have-
that
they're not sitting there. That's
I
where we
know,
sit.
I know. That's where I was sitting. I was like, yeah, we do that already. Yeah, we're there.
Tell
We're
us
there.
something we don't
Just
know.
slow down, so we'll make sure we're capturing more of your conventional
We'll
customers.
take that. Thank you very much.
I'm coming back with the word clean beauty because I want to make sure we emphasize on that. We know what it is. A lot of our customers do not
Right.
know. And, with COVID, there's a lot of people that they decided to take ownership of their health. And it's not only in their belly, it's not only in their supplements, but it's also in the choices they make for their body care, skin care, cosmetics. So please inform them correctly.
Yeah.
Because they're looking for that help, and we are the best place for
Yeah.
that.
We're equipped to fill in that gap.
Absolutely. The other side of that in the makeup or the coloring trend is we're back to bright.
Yeah. I was wondering if you were going to pick that up because I thought that's probably what we were looking at is we're going back to big and loud. and-
Yes.
yeah.
Loud and take your space and be that red and
Yeah.
not to worry
Yeah.
about that.
Don't let anybody stop you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so happy. Back again. I'm on trend
This
with
is
my
your space.
lipsticks. Exactly. TikTok.
Yeah.
I was blown away. Well, we know the influence on TikTok. I mean, as soon as there's something on TikTok, we know we get calls at the office. We want that
from
product.
an influence point of view. Yeah.
And we
there's
see
so
a
much
spike and
potential.
everybody wants that product.
Yeah,
If the Kardashians say something is good, everybody's buying it. But there's more and more of, I would say, no-name people
Mm-hmm.
now that bring trends to the table.
You don't know where it's coming from anymore because it just could come out of nowhere. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my advice to all of you, if you're a brand, get on there yesterday.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
people to have fun and create something fun around your product.
Just put the content out there.
Just put the count. Yeah, and it doesn't need to be perfect. Most people hold back because they say it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah, TikTok's
but-
not perfect though, right? Social, like that's what it's all about. It's put it
That's-
out there and then
Yeah.
just let it ride.
Yeah, exactly. And on the other side, if you're a retailer, do the same.
Yeah. Yes.
Take the products, have fun with them.
Yeah.
So TikTok, everybody. Almost last one, fragrances.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, in conventional, it's a big dollar machine.
Yeah.
They have all these stars with the big perfume. But in our field, as you know, Pacifica is one
Yeah.
of the brand.
Yeah.
It's high in demand.
Yeah.
People are looking for, again, they want to be recognized, be different.
Yeah.
Perfume differentiate you, show your personality.
Yeah.
Routine is a good example
Yeah.
with all their funky names. I mean, it's another way to showcase that.
Yeah.
So
in a natural, safe way where you don't feel like you're throwing all these chemicals on your skin or irritating other people around you.
that's what I was to say, or irritating other people.
Yeah.
Around. We all been, around the aunt that was splurging
Yes.
a little too much. But yeah, fragrances is definitely up there.
Well, that's fun.
One last that I'm sure you will like, upcycling and circular economy. So
Yeah.
basically, maybe you want to talk about upcycling.
I mean, yeah, I think we've seen this coming across all sorts of different categories. I'm interested to see how that kind of shows its face within the cosmetic category. But certainly kind of using all of those extras that maybe are already going to waste, or we're using products that are otherwise going into landfills or doing damage. Yeah, any opportunity to do that is always, I think, well welcomed.
Yeah, and I mean, more and more brands will start to put that on their packaging, so we will see that. And again, we're way ahead of the game of the conventional on that. And before I close this section, I wanted to talk about sun care a little bit.
Yeah.
That was also a big point in the growth, category growth. And it's all due to, related to aging of the skin.
Yes.
It is a big trend. And I know that people know that your hyaluronic acid, vitamin C's are really key buzzwords and ingredients that we're all after.
Yeah.
But people start to understand that you need to protect your skin from the sun. We love vitamin D, we love the sun, but you need the sun care protection because you're going to age your skin much faster.
Yeah.
So that's why we see that sun care. And that's why, again, sun care is not for only in the summer on your shelves. It's all the time.
Yeah.
So that's important.
Yeah.
So that's my trend.
Amazing. That was a great little summary there.
Thank you.
Do you have, if you got any more shows or trips coming up that we're going to hear about?
Yes. So I have one and I'm extremely excited. It's called Nat Expo and it's in Paris in October.
That's going to be soon then.
Not too sad. Yeah, I know. I'm always a suitcase away. My address is now Air Canada, but but seriously, this show will be very good. Not only there's a regular trade show where they have supplements, food, beauty products, but I'm attending a special day where they take us on a tour of health food store pharmacies, we'll say.
Within Paris.
Pharmacy in Paris with the group, with professional merchandisers.
Oh, how fun is that?
I'm just so excited to be able to bring back a total package for our reps, for our retailers, for our brands. From what I've seen from the layout of what we're going to see, it's going to be usable tools.
Oh, awesome.
So lots of pictures, lots of knowledge and grabbing on also the trends that are out there.
Yeah.
So that's my next big adventure that I'm very excited to share with all of you.
What a great opportunity. That'll be so interesting. I can't wait to see what you bring back.
Yes,
what you have to offer everybody else.
Absolutely.
That's really neat. All right. Well, I mean, you've really summed up all of the fantastic things. And I think, like, again, what a fantastic show to be able to kind of summarize that so we all know, hey, here's what's coming. Here's what we need to pay attention. Because as you've said and as we all know, it's going to hit conventional first. So those are our alarm bells. Such an easy kind of list of, okay, watch this and get ready because this is where it's coming and this is where we all need to live.
Absolutely.
Neat. Thank you.
And now we're on to what's new to Purity Life, and for this one, to Canada as well.
Yes, we are excited to announce Dr. Squatch. So we're looking here for those of you that are listening, a couple of deodorants in kind of not quite a roll-on, but it's in a round container, a nice stick, and then they've got a few soap bars in a nice cardboard box as well. Their marketing is very clever and very cheeky. The Dr. Squatch refers to the Sasquatch. So there are pictures of a Sasquatch with a pipe blowing bubbles on the front.
And 2 teeth, don't forget about those. There.
And that's really where they're coming from. So they've really branded themselves as men's natural, targeted at men, but very aware of the fact that a lot of times it's the women in their lives that are purchasing for them. So that's always a kind of tricky balance to play. But really strong social media presence.
Yeah, over 1 million followers across all platforms. That's significant. And we talked about previously about, in other shows of trends and following TikTok and all of those. So those platforms are very important to help product moving and raising the demand of a brand.
Yep.
So
they had a
kudos.
Super Bowl commercial. So
wow.
I feel like that's a pretty big statement on what they're willing to put into their brand for sure.
That's absolutely. And what's really cool about the packaging, not only that the the Sasquatch is very unique and it will capture people's eyes. The coloring of the packaging too really stand out on the shelf. And what I like, many soap bar don't have anywhere you can smell. So people will try to open the side of it or...
Yeah, your packaging gets all ruined on the shelf.
They smart them, put a little hole on the top corner so you can smell it right there. And it smells fantastic, actually.
It does. I'm pretty pumped about these scents, actually.
Yeah, they do capture, I would say, different... I would say the categories of scent that people will look for. So you have your wood barrel bourbon that is more of that stronger, a deeper, a musky, musky smell. The fresh falls will be really your light, your light scent that makes you feel like you're right in the forest. Yeah, exactly. It's really, really. By the water,
fresh falls it's kind of like by running water.
Yes,
it is very fresh.
And last but not least, that you have there, the pine tar. Definitely, you're more of in the forest kind of thing.
Yeah, a really clean forest.
Yes, a clean forest. There you go.
Explain that better.
Yeah,
like
I'm smelling it right now for those who are listening.
Green stuff.
And so there's everything for every personality. And I would say that even I love the fresh falls, and I think that's going to be a new deodorant for me.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah. I like it. And what's great about the packaging too is the how you call this part here, what you turn to get the deodorant out is really easy to use, and the deodorant comes in and out very easily, which often we see in deodorant. That's a problem. You turn it, it goes out, but you have to fight to get it in. So that's cool.
Home for my partner. It is nice.
Yeah.
I would like to smell this on him.
There you go.
And exclusive to Purdy. So get it through us.
Yes, exactly. And for category management, I mean, that's going to stand out, as I mentioned earlier. And that's the type of products that is very eye-catchy. And get it out.
And relatively small footprint too, actually.
Yes.
And that is what's new to Purity Life this week.
So a teaser for our next podcast will be from the CHFA right on the floor.
Yes, our live recording that we did right at the CHFA will be posted next week.
So thank you for all of you that did send us some comments. It makes us being able to adapt and make the podcast to what you want to hear. And so we're very thankful for that.
Yes, thanks for your likes and your follows and your support. It means the world to us because we're so excited to continue doing these podcasts and just to get that kind of feedback. I think it's inspiring and it helps us really just want to do more and want to offer more information. So thank you. Continue to like and subscribe, please, and continue to give us your feedback. We want to give you what you want to see, so let us know what that is.
And see you next time.